and Medicare, that is, as contributing factors. The number is down 6% from 2025 and 11% from 2021. So the measure is at its lowest point in nearly a decade. So to discuss this, let's bring in Tommy Aiello, is a senior director of government affairs, the National Taxpayers Union, and Kurt Couchman is the senior fellow at the Fiscal Policy of Americans for Prosperity. Great to have you both here. I'll start with you, Tommy. I mean, a lot of people are worried about this, not having enough money. Inflation up. We see that. Gas prices up. Food prices up. You know, every penny matters to a lot of retirees. Is this a major issue?
You know, it is a major issue. I don't think it's enough to characterize it as a crisis. It's more of a retirement vulnerability. There are so many tools available to workers, whether it's a 401k, 403b, or a pension, that these investment vehicles are there for them to take advantage of. Unfortunately, people just aren't putting enough away. And a lot of that is because of the cost inflation pressures that we've been seeing. And part of it is people just don't want to save. It's a long ways away. If you're 25 years old, you're not worried about things that are going to happen 40 years from now. You're worried about today. So, you know, we need to teach young people financial literacy, the importance of compound interest, and getting in the market as soon as possible.
That's a good point. It's not really taught that much in school either.
It used to be.
It used to be.
It's been, tossed out the window. You used to have to take home ec and learn how to run a household and things like that.
Compound interest, like you were talking about.
So, Tommy, what I notice is that my parents used to, pay into Social Security and know Social Security would be there for them. Mm-hmm. I don't think you have that same kind of, that confidence in the government, social safety nets where you put your money. You don't know if you're going to be able to get it out because they've been, kind of spending recklessly in Washington and spending for a lot of things other than this. Is that legitimate?
It is, and I think Kurt knows better than that than anybody. In the next 5 or so years, everyone on Social Security is going to receive a benefit cut. For people in my age demographic, we don't expect Social Security to be there when we're 65, and it's a real problem. I think the steps the Trump administration is taking to open up the investment options and retirement options for your 401ks, for things like private credit, real estate, and crypto is a strong step in the right direction to open up the process and to get more young people excited about investing.
That's a good point. Crypto. I'm going to that crypto conference in Vegas this week, learning all about that. It is interesting. That's one way. Still a lot of questions for people that don't really understand it. But aside from that, I want to get back to some of the tips, though, Kurt. What are some things that people can do? I mean, a lot of young people don't think that far down the road to retirement, but it does come quick. The years, once you start in a profession, you start going, the days, they go by quick. And then next thing you know, you're
married, kids, school.
Kids, you got bills coming up. What can people do now, and what can some retirees do right now to try to combat what's going on?
Well, like Tommy was already talking about, if you start saving early and grow that over time as your earnings increase, that will help enormously. The power of compound interest is amazing. Wherever you are in the life cycle, looking at your expenses and seeing what you don't need to do is always a good practice. But those are sort of the DIY options. There's also going beyond yourself. Everyone should talk to a financial advisor. There's a lot of good tips and tricks that they have that are tailored to individuals' personal circumstances. And everyone's retirement is going to look differently. Some people will depend more on Social Security, some more on IRA-style savings, and some more on traditional pensions. And so a financial advisor can help work through that. Then finally, we need to get Congress to get its house in order. The way it budgets is terrible. It doesn't do a budget. It should. Right. But that is a really key piece of fixing things.
Yeah, my dad always says, never trust the government with the money that you've had to work to earn.
Right.
You can use it. You can invest it better.
They'll figure out ways to spend that money, won't they, Edie?
Yeah, they always seem to. They are flush with cash all the time. Tommy and Kurt, thank you so much for being with us.
Great to see you guys.
Thank you.
All righty. Virginia again. The voters there handing Democrats a huge win, and it's going to reverberate around the nation. They voted in favor of redistricting to give Democrats 10, most likely, out of the 11 seats in the U.S. Representatives. So we're going to discuss that with our political panel.
That is something here you got to watch. And we also have this. California Congresswoman is seeking to crack down on DEI on college campuses. Why she is proposing this, that the federal government do. She's got a plan here in place that might help. We got a full report on that coming up next.
What if your GLP-1 for weight loss was as easy to take as a mint? Small, discreet, and easy. Think about that. No needles. This is compounded tirzepatide, a mint-flavored tablet designed to fit into your daily routine. You simply let it dissolve under your tongue. No mixing, filling, or storing your own syringes. Tirzepatide helps curb appetite and supports healthier eating by reducing